Welcome back to my mental health and crime channel. This is for educational purpose only. This is all my thoughts, speculations, theories, and opinions. I love studying crime scene pictures, especially what the cops, detectives are looking at. I think they're looking at Moore's house, the little blue house. Matt, was his name Matthew? Matt Moore. Find it interesting. Did they find footsteps on the dry leaves? Or could they have found dry red liquid? 14 days after the quadruples, the detectives started expanding the crime scene. What could they have found that they missed? This is an interesting picture. The detective is seriously watching something. I wonder what. Did he find the route they took to get inside the house? He's studying the house and the crime scene, in my opinion. What do you all think? This was when the cops first came to the scene. Most of them, unfortunately, needed counseling. I can imagine that. They would definitely need bereavement counseling, especially in a crime scene like that. I don't think they used only one psychologist or mental health counselor. They must have used a dozen, because the police would have needed counseling, the surviving roommates would have needed counseling, or they would have sent them to counseling, because that's the right thing to do. The parents would have needed counseling, the students would have needed counseling. But the mayor gave them $1 million for all the resources. They had their technician lab in front of the house, at least a small place to collect the evidence and to take a break. I'm sure they really worked hard in the beginning. I can imagine what these detectives went through. I remember in the beginning, none of the police were wearing gloves and footwear. They started doing that after the public kept on talking about it on social media. This crime scene was tampered with from the very beginning, in my opinion. Sigma Chi was under the microscope from the very beginning of this case, because 2 of the victims were seen at the Sigma Chi. How come nobody has a picture with Xana and Ethan that night? Was Xana really at home, according to her father? But these are college students. Or was she lying to her father to keep him calm? Did someone attack them inside the house? Or did the fight start at Sigma Chi Fraternity? Is that the exculpatory evidence Bethany Funk has, according to Ann Taylor, is my question. Where was Murphy within all this chaos? Was he locked in Kaylee's room? Or did his owner, Jack Decor, take him? How come Murphy didn't have one speck of blood or DNA? Let's not forget the surviving roommates know Murphy well. And I'm sure many of the frats know Murphy. I wouldn't expect him to bark at people he knows, in my opinion. I'm a cat person, I'm not a dog person, so I wouldn't know. My subscribers can share their thoughts with me. If a dog knows a person, would he bark? Because let's not forget this was a party house, so Murphy knew many people, in my opinion. We saw him playing on TikTok with Adam Lauder. I've seen Murphy sitting with Maddie and another guy. That's not Jake, but another student holding Murphy. So I'm sure many people know Murphy. Why isn't Jack D comforting Murphy? Murphy seems to be very confused. Poor boy. He lost his owner, Kaylee, who loved him so much. He was in a house of horror that night. Wouldn't you be consoling and hugging your dog and taking him to safety? Doesn't seem this way. What is Jack D talking about, I wonder? And why does he look so rough? I wonder if he got into a fight with someone that night, allegedly. I find this post to be very interesting. I've spoken about it from the beginning. From what I was gathering from reading through some of the archived posts of 4chan, which holy headache, the place is a mess. It sounds like the OP of the photos on 4chan was posting a bunch of nonsensical things around the time of the unalivings or just before. Another user on there called them illiterate for their babbling. The OP, 4chan, not the OP, I don't know what they meant by then posted the dark photo at 3:09. I'll never forget this. It was said from the beginning. A photo was posted of one of the victims, and I really believe it was Maddie or Kaylee, may they rest in peace, and titled it illiterate in the photo, which you can see in the links above. Then they posted a minute later of the one with the woman. It was one of the blonde females at 3:10, and it said first step. The photos or original posts, though I can't see it, allegedly were with coordinates or metadata with coordinates that were right next to the house or near it. I think they took the pictures from the roof. Allegedly, that's what I heard. It was right next to the house or near it. So the users there were wondering if it was being posted in real time. Unknown, but they're theorizing that the photos were actually from outside on a roof, just like I told you. I really remember something about a roof being mentioned and looking in. So they were looking in from the roof. It makes sense it was the 3rd floor, into Maddie's room, I think. And then it appeared that the police were there, then investigating the eye line, though the window of the 3rd floor shortly after the post on 4chan. Wow. Boom. The OP. So they were posting pictures of the victims. These people were on the roof. I remember seeing the picture of the police in Maddie's room looking at the skyline. Was there a live stream? Because people were thinking that it was happening in actual time. Or did they record it and put it on the dark web? Were people paying £6, sending Venmos for £6 to see the videos? Because let's not forget, Saeed paid £6. Sorry, not pounds. I'm in the UK. Forgive me, guys. Dollars, US dollars. These people were paying $6 for what? To watch the live stream or to watch the pictures? Because Saeed was watching the pictures. Who was recording it? Was it David B? Allegedly? Because he was babbling a lot in the beginning and people were catching him in his act. The 4chan anonymous spoke about David B and David Lodge. Was there a live stream? 3:09, they posted the dark photo. Was it on the dark web? And titled it illiterate. And then they posted a minute later a picture of one of the women at 3:10. A lot of pictures were going on. All these pictures that were being watched at the grub truck and at Banfield was most likely paid for. They were being sent around. Why was Venmos used that night? Unfortunately, I believe it's the couple on the floor. These pictures are blurry, but the more you zoom into it, you can see a lot. Jovito is watching this picture when the crowd at the grub truck is yelling Xana's name. Isn't that strange?
Thank you. I got one chicken taco right here for you. And then 194. No, that's $2.
I wonder if they got a notification. Ethan, let's go. Could they have put or planted cameras inside 1122 Kings Road without the victims knowing it? Maybe the surviving roommates knew it, allegedly. How could they get so clear photos? It's either the suspects that recorded it while they were doing this evil act, or either there were cameras inside the house. Or, like the OP post said in 4chan, they were recording it from the roof and posting it out. This is serious. Where were they getting these pictures from? From the beginning of this case, I've been interested exactly in this spot. What was happening in Taylor's Avenue, the alleyway, and 1122 Kings Road? I showed you the people, figures in the bushing, hiding in the bushes. Maddie's coat was behind the fire extension. Everything was going down here, unfortunately. Isn't it strange that it was dark at the alleyway that night? I think they busted the lights at Queens Road so that people couldn't see what they were doing that night. This is interesting. DM creates a new contact in a phone at 3:51. BF calls DM. DM calls Xana. DM texts to EG. Eric Garner was his name, the driver, inquiring if he was driving. 2:53 is when it goes down. Pay attention. Because why would Maddie Morgan be calling Bethany Funk? Poor Maddie, she's calling for help. Bethany Funk has exculpatory evidence, in my opinion. Let's not forget, BK said Bethany Funk will exonerate me. Pay attention to the words, exonerate me. So she has exculpatory evidence. Is it because her Venmos are telling on her? She was selling, and BK could have been buying from her, in my opinion. And that's why they took time to call 911. BF had to clear the rugs out, in my opinion. Please like, share, and subscribe. Justice for the victims. May the correct justice be served.